The reason why you're not living the dating life you want, or even the life you want, is you're not selfish enough. And I know that comes as a surprise. Like, what do you mean? I thought being selfish was a bad thing. And there's pros and cons of being selfish, but I think the pros outweigh the cons. Let's just go back to childhood. The whole childhood trauma thing. I believe it is real. Of course, men don't like to address trauma, but let's just talk about it. Growing up, did you ever hear things like, you're a great guy and all, but I wish more guys were like you? That was me. And when I heard that, at first, I was like, yeah, like I'm a better guy. But then as I got older, I'm like, wait a minute. These girls were championing me as the better guy, but they weren't sleeping with the better guy. They were sleeping with the douchebag, the guy that was selfish. So as you get older, you start to realize, damn, like they were straight up manipulating you. And it's all good, man. I loved how life humbled me, right? And that's what made me get here, is I put myself, my needs and my wants last, and other people put their wants and needs first. So which is why I never got what I wanted. I never got what I wanted sometimes out of friendships. I never got what I wanted out of relationships with women. So today's video, I want to talk about how you can start being more selfish in a positive way that will help your dating life and your just life in general. The first thing I can say about being selfish is, let's just say you're watching this video and you kind of know you're a nicer person. The problem is this, you'll run into this problem. When you start to set boundaries on people, they'll be like, wait a minute, this isn't you. Usually I ask you for something, you say yes. I ask you to be the DD for the 12th time this year, and you just say yes. But now you're saying no. Now you're saying, wait a minute, I'm always the DD. How about him? Or the girl who always asks you to pick her up from the airport, or always asks you to come over to her house and, freaking help her build a couch. But then you ask her for a date and she's like, oh, I'll let you know, right? So you need to start putting your needs and your wants first. Because guess what? That girl knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She knows that this guy likes me. And what I can do is I can leverage him liking me to do things for me. And the second he wants a date with me, I'll just say, I'm busy, right? Same thing with your homies. If they know that you will never say no to them, they will come to you with the biggest inconveniences, and they know you're not going to say no. So you may lose friends. You may lose women you're interested in. You may lose friends, all because they see you as this way. And when you become a lot more selfish, you're gonna piss them off because you're being someone new. And guess what? Separation, elevation requires separation. And if you have to be willing to cut people off who don't even see you as their equal, or cut people off who don't really like you like that. They only like you when you're saying yes. Watch you say no and watch what happens. The first pro I can think of for being selfish is you find out who's for you and who's not. Let's first talk about women. All right. Let's say you're dealing with a woman, you're talking to her, you go on a first date with her, nothing happens, and she hits you with the, hey, I think we should just be friends. Now, what does she want? She wants friendship. She wants to be able to call you, text you, ask you for advice. When she goes out with you, maybe and all her friends, she wants you to pay for her drinks and protect her at certain points of the night. But what do you get in return? Nothing. So it's up to you to be selfish and go, hey, I have plenty of friends, but I appreciate you for being honest. Because some guys, since they're not selfish, they want to please the woman, they'll accept the friendship with hopes one day she sees his value. Don't be a coward. Don't take the long way. If this girl is not trying to jump your bones, aka get in the bed with you after this date, or at least a couple of dates, 3 dates, whatever the case may be, whatever that date cutoff is for you, she doesn't want you. And that leads into another thing, is you find out what girls like you. You see, when you're selfish and you have rules and lines in the sand, when women cross them, you gotta charge them to the game. This girl made plans with you for Friday. Friday comes along. She says, hey, sorry, I can't make it. You go, no worries, and move on. You don't call her again. You don't text her again because you're selfish. You gave her a time slot on your calendar. She flaked, she's out. This girl came to your house 2, 3, 4 different times, never slept with you, she's out. Because you're selfish. If your goal is to, be intimate with this woman and she doesn't want to be, she got to go. If you set a plan with this girl on the calendar and she can't show up, she's got to go. You got to be a lot more selfish. The same thing applies to your friends. If you guys are all in a group, say you guys are young in college, and you guys have to rotate who drives, and you're the guy who always drives every time, and the second you go, I don't want to drive tonight, well, who else is going to drive then? You know what I mean? Like, by you being selfish, you start to peel back the layers. Who's really with me, right? Is because for some people, they're only rocking with you because you're a convenience. The second you come an inconvenience, they kind of discard you. So by being selfish, it's actually a product to see these people start falling down like dominoes. The second pro of being selfish is people now know you're not the one to mess with. I guarantee you right now, out of all the girls you're talking to, or vice versa, when girls are talking to guys, they know which ones in their roster or whatever the hell they want to call it, they can mess with, they can change plans on, they can mess with, like, on the date and be a bit more rude, and then know, oh, this guy don't play, but this guy, I can get away with it. By you being selfish, you're letting this girl know, hey, look, either you're doing exactly what I want or this is not gonna work. Hey, can you actually push the date back to next week? Nope. Hey, do you want to be friends? Nope. Hey, is it cool if I come to your place and not sleep with you? Nope. Like, they just now know, yo, Chad's not the one. Rob's not the one. This guy has a line in the sand, and it's either you're with him or you're not. And you can argue how that can be a con, but I don't care. I think when a girl knows that you're selfish and you only do what you want to do, she just comes correct. So a lot of times what happens is I see guys through, they send me their DMs or they send me, their dating app messages, and they're being so flexible. Hey, let's grab drinks. Actually, let's go to this restaurant. And they're like, oh, what's the link? Like, send me the spot. It's some steakhouse. And they're like, okay, I guess we can try that place out. I'm always down for a new adventure. Bro, just say no. Be selfish. You want drinks, right? Yes? Okay. Then why are you doing dinner? Because you're scared if you put your foot down, she'll leave you. So that's the beautiful thing about being selfish is people just know I can't mess with this guy. So try it in your dating life. Don't be scared. Yes, you will lose people, but putting that line in the sand lets this girl know I can't mess with this guy. If Chad DMs me or texts me, hey, this place at this time, I know deep down if I try to push off different day, different time, he may not be available. He's selfish as hell. So let me just go with him on this date because I know if I change the plans, I may never see him again. To add another layer, this goes for your friends too. If your friends know that you're not for bullshit, like they know you're not the friend to call at 5 a.m. to pick them up from the airport, you're not the friend to call over and, freaking help build their entire house because they just moved in, they're not gonna be on bullshit with you because they know Chad's selfish. If he doesn't want to do something, he's not going to do it. Now, I'm not saying never help your friends out, but within reason, because again, some people will take from you and keep taking from you. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I don't want you doing things for your friends. That's not what I'm trying to say, but within reason. If you asked your homie to help you out and they gave you an excuse, but the next week they're hitting you up to help them out, hey, do what you want, but I think it's better to be selfish in that moment. The last pro I can think of for why you need to be more selfish is it actually brings you a peace of mind. I think when you're a guy that's always going around trying to please others, resentment starts to build in your heart to where you're with your friends and you're like, I don't like these guys. They take advantage of me. You're out with that girl and you're like, I don't want to be at this steak dinner. Like this bill's going to come out to something that I'm not going to like. So when you're selfish, you have a lot better peace of mind because you're doing exactly what you want to do. I guarantee you right now, there's a guy talking to a girl on the phone and she's yapping and complaining about some guy that did her dirty. But he knows deep down, he would never do that girl dirty. He would never. But he has to sit there on the phone and listen to some chick ramble on about some guy. What he wants to say is, shut up, bitch. Like, God, you're so annoying. But he has to keep it in because this is what he signed up for. He signed up for friendship. When you're picking up your friend at 5 a.m. from the airport and he doesn't even give you gas money and you ask him next week to help you out and he goes, nah, bro, I'm busy, resentment starts to build. So when you're doing exactly what you want to do, whether it's your job, whether it's your friendships, whether it's your relationships, and it's exactly what you want it to be, it gives you peace of mind. When you're out here chasing validation from others to make them happy, it leads to resentment. So make sure you start being more selfish, not only with women, but just in life, because that will give you a lot more peace of mind. I think peace of mind is the most important pro on this list. Just living the life you want. There's no resentment towards anybody. You're living the life that you want with women and friends. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys want more game from me, I do have a Discord server where I do group coaching every single Monday at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. It's a group call, 1 hour. We talk about dating, lifestyle, self-improvement. You can also message me privately on the Discord server and interact with the hundreds of members on there. I'll leave a link to that down below. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll be talking to y'all soon. Make sure you're more selfish.